Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife Montana.
And this is Waddles.
Oh, and this is Waddles.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 4 of the live-action Avatar, Into the Dark.
I think I have a feeling what this episode could be about. Are we going to get a secret tunnel episode?
Oh, that would be fun.
That makes me think Into the Dark, like...
Yeah, it is dark in a tunnel.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? This series has been really interesting because I've really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's an adaptation. It's not a one-for-one reshot. It is very much taking its own liberties, and I am interested to see what they do with the rest of the series. But if you've been enjoying the series, make sure to like and subscribe down below for episodes coming at the time listed below. And if you can't wait and want to see the rest of the series right now, it's all posted to Patreon in its extended full-length forms. All right, are we excited for episode 4 of the Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action series?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Hello?
Oh yeah, and they captured Aang.
Yes.
There's been a mistake. The fires weren't my fault.
Save your voice. Earth Kingdom soldiers aren't particularly tolerant, even under the best of circumstances.
Oh, Iris Trap 2.
Okay.
Is it true? Were you working with the enemy?
Yes. Tail. The only reason Omashu has been left alone is because of whatever small service I provided them. You know what it means to make hard choices. Your father had to leave your family to go to war, leaving you, just a boy, in charge.
My father would have never done what you did.
I found him. Aang's in prison.
Oh.
This. Oh, that's Zuko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll blend right in, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, episode 4.
All right.
So this didn't really happen in the story. I'm interested to see what they do with this.
Mm-hmm.
I was captured at a different time.
Aang! Hey, Aang!
Oh, Bumi.
Hey, Bumi! How's training going? I'm doing all right with my
Nice.
forms, but shaping is hard. Looks exactly like a sky bison. It's supposed to be a badger mole. You sure?
Ugh.
Badger Mole, the creators of Earthbending.
Mm-hmm.
And they even got the laugh right. Nailed it.
No seams. That's what makes their cities a wonder. Awe-inspiring palaces. Gravity-defying towers.
I like the parts of Omashu that aren't so depressing.
That's what a century of war will do.
A war started by the Fire Nation,
Yeah,
and a war the Fire Nation could end.
If it were only that simple.
it is.
It is.
My brother, the Fire Lord, sees things through only one lens. Victory or defeat. Nothing else matters. Not even the loved ones lost along the way.
That's why Zuko's so hot to catch me? So he can win this war?
That was referencing his
for
son, I
dad?
think.
Zuko's victory lies not in winning the war, but in winning his life back.
You could show him this isn't the way. He'll listen to you. I mean, he owes you that much.
On the contrary, it is I who
It's
owe
the song.
Oh.
far more than I can ever repay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Wow. That was so subtle.
Yeah.
Thank you for the sauce, Netflix. That was a beautiful seasoning.
It was really
there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way in or out is through the palace. I'm sorry. The Avatar is lost.
We're not leaving Aang.
You can get us into the palace.
Not after today. I'm sorry, I can't.
What about the tunnels? The secret tunnels, hidden under the mountain.
Haha.
Said that the founders of the city used them to meet without anyone knowing.
Secret tunnels.
A fairy tale.
Through the
You told me
mountain.
you've seen them, unless that was a lie too.
Oh.
Dang.
Yes, there are tunnels, but they're unstable. Those who go in never come out. If you believe the tales, vengeful spirits guard the passages. There's nothing I can do about the palace guards.
We'll worry about that. Just help us get inside.
Where are you taking him?
To the pit.
The pit?
An Earth Kingdom labor camp for prisoners of war. No one who's been sent there has ever been heard from again.
You're not as lucky. You're going to see the king.
These maps don't make any sense. This one says to travel east. This one shows a path due south, and this one
Oh,
spirals straight up. What is it?
It's my Fire Nation contact.
Tell him you'll meet him. Then go to the Earth Kingdom generals and let them know they can set a trap to round up these spies.
No. The Firebenders made it clear. Any resistance and they'll send everything they've got at us.
Let them come. The Avatar has returned to the world. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to fight.
heck yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, is that a statue of Flopsy, Bumi's little, well, large pet? I think so.
I don't. What was?
Basically, in this part, Aang meets Bumi, and Bumi doesn't tell Aang who he is, and Aang doesn't recognize him, and he puts him through a series of trials, and while Sokka and Katara are wearing these rings made of crystal that kind of like creep up their bodies.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
the second test is like, retrieve my pet Flopsy. And then he goes and gets this little rabbit, and then something
And it
huge
turns-
like that turns up, and it
Yes.
turns out that's Flopsy.
Gotcha.
And it's super nice.
Okay.
And then eventually he duels him later on, realizes it's Bumi, and the Bumi's like, you're free to go. We'll see how that goes. They're wrapping in a lot of episodes into this Omashu area.
Your Highness,
The rolling ball throne.
the prisoner you requested.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's an airbender.
Chi?
Okay.
And you're wrong about him.
We witnessed the bending.
Wrong! He is not just an airbender. He is the Avatar. And he's very, very good at rock skipping.
Bumi?
Hello, Aang.
What are we doing? What are we doing? He learned the name in 10 seconds? I'm sorry, I wanted to... What?
Bumi!
Interesting choice.
Throw him a feast.
That's directly from the show, but
Yeah.
what? Okay, so what's gonna be... How is this gonna go if he already
Okay,
knows who he is?
Yeah.
Classic Katara weapon. Hell yeah.
Jet,
You betrayed us.
you've forgotten what you're fighting for. You're not fighting for anything you love. You're fighting because of hate. Just like the Firebenders.
I am nothing like the Firebenders.
Whoa. Hey!
Nice.
Sick. This is my favorite Katara, like, weapon thing, is
Yeah.
just having it attached.
Mm-hmm. A
Sick.
camelback.
Goodbye, Jet.
That was nice.
That's because of me.
That wasn't you. That was me.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Great.
You don't belong here.
Sir, I was assigned prisoner transfer duty, but I'm late. And if my commander finds out, I'm already in enough trouble this month.
The old firebender was taken to the pit. The other one's still here.
Other one?
Yeah, the bald kid. The king wanted to see him. Well, you're just gonna stand there? What are you gonna do?
Avatar or his uncle. That's interesting.
Mhm.
This is just like, this happened in season 2, I think.
Yeah,
They
they're
were-
just having him make the decision really early on.
Yeah.
Like a physical representation of the decision.
Interesting. Yeah, because in season 2, that's where Iroh gets captured underneath Bossing Say, and then Zuko chooses between them, I think. I might be misremembering, but...
Two choices. Short ribs from Kangaroo Island. They practically jump into your mouth. And the other, seaweed stew. Heard it really helps with your complexion. I'm good. That was a good one.
I'll take the stew. I don't eat meat.
That's right, you don't.
Was this a test?
What? A test? No. More like a game. You always liked games, didn't you? Frozen in an iceberg for 100 years, huh? That must have been nice.
No, it was a nightmare. All the airbenders were wiped out, and I wasn't there to help them.
Oh, those monks were always a bit flighty. Am I right? Huh?
It was a tragedy.
This is just crazy. This is not Bumi.
Have you been fighting the same fight for a century? Have you watched your whole world burn down around you? You may be 100 years old, but you haven't lived for 100 years. Not these 100 years.
Can't make me believe you've lost hope. Not you, Bumi.
Oh, really? Challenge accepted.
Okay, so, that's just not at all. That's the first full, just like...
Yeah, so now the tests aren't to like do the original testing, it's to like prove that there's still hope? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, and like, the original tests also were like a product of Bumi being a little kooky, but like...
This guy's kind of weird.
Yes, but like, this is more just like maniacal. Like, he's like, you know who I am, and then now I'm gonna put you through this rigmarole just because you, like, out of spite. Whereas Bumi was much more like, I just kind of wanted to do some things and also like see if it was really you, / like see if you were ready. There was some part at the end where he's like, it was just to like test your merit or something, but like, it just feels like saying the name at the beginning and knowing who each other are. It just feels like he's being mean to his old friend, you know? Like,
exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I guess now that I'm saying it, he did know who Aang was in the original and make him go through the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know, maybe he's still testing him, but it's just an odd way to present Bumi's story.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see where they go with it, because like we've both said that like we're okay with changes, but like there has to be an intention, and I'm failing to see what they're going for here.
Yeah, they're mixing several characters and arcs together, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint what's going to be used for what.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. For now, here's the secret tunnel.
Perfect.
Also, where's Appa during all of
right?
this?
Do you hear music?
Oh my god. They're encounter the hippies down here?
Hell yeah.
Well, good. Grab that, would you?
Remember that a precious gift lies very deep inside.
Shake it.
Jewel of my heart. Jewel of my heart.
Yeah, that was all kinds of right. So what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
We're doing what we're doing.
Why are you doing it here?
Acoustics.
Fair point.
Hear that?
Beautiful.
If these guys are okay being here, the tunnels probably aren't that bad.
Tunnels.
The off chord note. Off pitch.
Those are the tunnels.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're just hanging out at the entrance. That dolly zoom was cool.
Yeah. Good.
And I know what that is
good
now.
Term usage.
It's a tale of two lovers.
Here we go.
And this is the thing. They got through by like kissing.
Mountain that divided their two villages.
And it's only Katara and Sokka here, so.
They learned earthbending from the badger moles, becoming the first earthbenders.
I hope we see the badger moles.
Yeah.
Love is brightest in the dark. Remember that, especially if you're going to go into the dark void in which no living being ever returns.
Huh. Okay. There's nothing to be afraid
The secret tunnel!
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I remember showing you this.
Yeah, me too.
They're doomed.
Fun fact, the first video we ever posted on YouTube was our reaction to the secret tunnel.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Not to TikTok.
Throwback.
Big throwback, but interesting. So in that story in the show, Aang, Katara, Sokka, the whole gang, including Appa, go underground into the tunnels, and then it's because Aang and Katara share a kiss that the way is lit forward.
Yeah.
So having just Sokka and Katara go in,
Sweet Home Alabama
like,
starts
here's the
playing
thing,
in the
I thought they were
background.
gonna maybe skew it to be oh god, I thought for a second they were gonna skew it to be like love between siblings, but they're like, this is a story of two lovers.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll
We're
see. Maybe on the
specifying.
way back with Aang, they'll have to do that.
Yeah.
But it was confirmed like a week ago that they officially actually did kiss in that episode.
Okay.
It's left a little ambiguous. But like a week ago was the anniversary of when that episode came out. It was like happy anniversary to Katang and their first kiss.
Cute.
Love the music. That was fun.
That was really
that
nice.
was great.
I like that a lot.
One old man. There are many around these parts who'd be very interested to know that the famed Dragon of the West is in their midst. The Fire Nation general who laid siege to Ba Sing Se for 600 days.
Yikes.
Dang. Gut punching Iroh. This guy's gotta get punched in the face at some point. Oh.
Yeah, or die.
Oh. Throughout the White Lotus token.
All right.
Perhaps he's looking for
Leaving
help from
a
his
trail.
group. And you know who was in the White Lotus? I believe Bumi.
Bumi, right? Yeah.
North is not good.
I don't have a choice. It's where I need to go.
A word of advice, the direct path is not always the best path.
Maybe he thinks Aang isn't quite ready for his journey and is going to use these tests to prepare him for the world because he's been gone so long? Wishful thinking. Whoa. Yes, they're doing the crystal.
Does he maybe think that it's someone impersonating the Avatar and he's checking if it's like really Aang?
It's going way faster than this. Nice. Oh.
Bumi, what are you trying to prove?
Prove? Maybe I'm trying to show you there are no easy journeys for the Avatar, and maybe I just wanted a bite of rock candy.
Okay, so they're keeping the spirit somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Two roads diverged in a wood.
This way.
Is that what the map says?
Map's unclear, but I got a hunch.
A hunch?
Yeah. You see that? Put out your light. Well, what do you know? Love is brightest in the dark. Get it? It was a clue. You have to let it get dark so you can follow the light. That's how you find the path.
It said love is brightest in the dark, not glowy rocks.
Poetic license, like the minstrel said. Love is all you need. Love makes the world go round.
Now you're listening to the minstrels? Asaka, wait!
Katara, what is your problem?
My problem is you're not taking me seriously.
Dad put me in charge.
You're not Dad!
Dang.
Firebenders don't need water, right?
Isn't that just his own water, too?
Yeah, gotta prove a point.
Being in the military, we got special privileges. My brother, though, he had a soft heart. He'd gather food and water from his platoon and give them to the children. He was on watch. Then that you torched the eastern wall. By the time we put the fires out, there was nothing left of him to bury. I can still smell smoke when I go to sleep at night. Never really goes away.
Dang. Whoa.
War pushes us to the edge. Some of us don't like what we find there.
Is that your pitiful way of saying you're sorry for what you did?
I wasn't talking about me.
Sir, you know nothing of loss.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the show thus far.
Mm-hmm.
His son was killed.
So his son dies a hero and he'll be forever known as a coward.
Oh, that's after his son died.
Yeah.
Take comfort in knowing that Lutan will forever be hailed as a champion of the Fire Nation.
Thank you, Ozai.
Uncle, what a great honor for you and for Lutan to die in the service of the Fire Nation. When my studies weren't going well and father was unhappy, Lutan gave me this. He'd won it for finishing first in his officer class. He said it should belong to someone destined to do great things. It gave me strength. Lutan never needed it because he was the strongest person I knew.
Wow. That whole sequence was, including the conversation with the Earthbender, that was powerful.
That was really powerful, yeah.
Wow.
How much of that was from the original?
So it's interesting because it uses concepts from the original, but none of either of those scenes were in the show.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because that didn't seem familiar.
Yeah, I think it combines the idea of Leaves from the Vine, like learning that Iroh left the war because his son died. And typically the scene is Ozai basically saying, I'll step up and be the first in command and be the Fire Lord. You can like go mourn. And then the Earthbender like conversation, it's something that theoretically makes sense because he was such a vicious general. He's the Dragon of the West. Like,
it makes sense that the individuals he's interacting with would have major personal investment.
Like, he did lay siege to Ba Sing Se, and like in the show, I guess it was too brutal to really bring up the atrocities they wanted to paint Iroh in this light, but like this is a more real look at Iroh. It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I liked that a lot. And also that photo is of Mako, the original voice actor for Iroh when he was young.
Oh.
Yeah. So when he's singing Leaves from the Vine and he was about to die, he was looking at a photo of his younger self. It's devastating. And also the orchestral rearrangement and that was beautiful.
That's so cool.
That's not right.
The crystals were just crystals. Like I thought.
Or did a badger mole make that?
This shouldn't be here. We were here before, but this wall wasn't.
How is that possible?
It's not.
You live in a universe with earthbending.
The tunnels are changing.
What?
Bumi. All these challenges, games, tests, none of them make any sense.
Nothing has made sense in 100 years.
The Bumi I know is a fun-loving, happy kid who loves to skip rocks and always thinks about his friends. I believe that kid is still in there.
It's all about games with you, isn't it, Avatar? Who cares about responsibility? Let's play one final game. To the death.
That's a badger mole.
It's gotta be.
Do you think it's gonna be cute?
For sure. Badgers are adorable.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cute.
Probably terrifying.
Well, yeah, but like...
Can you imagine a bear with a badger's temperament?
Absolutely not. That's, like, there's a reason they're the size they are.
Because
the world could not handle if they were any bigger.
They would literally destroy everything.
Yup.
They don't give a shit.
They're beasties.
They just eat beehives and get stung and don't give a shit.
Mm-mm.
That was cool looking.
Yes.
Maybe Iroh does get captured in season 1 at some point. I think he does. Sick.
That's very cool.
Yeah, because
those earthbenders are so fucked, it's not even funny.
You know what? He did get captured in season 1. I just remembered it, and he was in a hot bath or something.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh.
Do it. Do it! We've all seen enough death.
He's actually
Did
a
he get
martial
him?
artist in real life, by the way.
A what?
He's a martial artist in real life.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Damn.
Oh, you don't pull the knife out, ever. Ever. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think you should rest. No time. They'll send more soldiers soon. We have to leave now.
Yeah. I just remembered. He does get captured. I forgot that episode.
Okay.
He gets captured several times then. Oh, dang.
Okay.
Dead.
Guitar, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
What's going on? Are we dead?
Love is bright.
They are making a sibling love thing.
It wasn't about
Okay.
crystals. It's blind.
Yeah, like tough.
By sight.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Badgermole. We'd really appreciate if you could show us the way to the palace.
Bumi's an incredible bender in the show.
Yeah.
Him versus Toph was a draw in the comics when they were kids.
Wow.
When she was a kid.
Mhm.
Not Prime Toph, though.
This is very cool.
Yeah, I'm like wrapped into this.
Yeah.
It really makes me think about a Legend of Korra live action with the
Right.
The way he's bending the earth. Maybe not the smartest move, Bumi.
Yeah.
Just shrugs
The
it off.
fourth wall break.
Whoa, is he just airbending the earth?
Yeah.
Oh, he lost his hope.
Mm-hmm.
And you win!
Bumi, this isn't a game!
Do I save this town or that? You have to make choices like that day after day. Let it fall, Aang! And learn what it means to be the Avatar. No! Then the world is doomed.
Sokka, get the king!
I'm sorry. No.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry. Exclamation mark.
knee slide?
No, he could have run faster than that. I'm sorry, that was garbage. But the scene, I get what they're doing with Bumi, but that slide.
That specifically.
That's like one of those. Sometimes Spider-Man will just do a flip, and you'll be like,
That's exactly
need
it.
to
Whereas
do
you
that
could have just
flip.
not done that. It would have been faster and more productive.
I need to see it one more time. I need to see it.
He's just gonna volleyball slide. It's also the way that she does that.
Like, they could have made him look faster. Like, it could have been like a shoom or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You cheated! You didn't do it on your own, so you didn't learn anything at all!
You can rely on your friends. And that's the only way I'm gonna save the world.
You think like a child.
Is that really so bad? Huh?
No.
Remember this? I use it to call a friend.
Oh. Oh, is
That's
Appa gonna
what
show
I'm gonna
up? Do it.
Calling
Oh.
an old friend.
He's the old friend that Aang's calling on.
You're right. I wasn't here for the world. Or for you. But I'm here now.
Fire Nation forces are on the move. They'll be here by dawn.
You're under attack?
We will be. But we will be ready.
Sai?
The Beckonist alerted the generals to a network of spies in the city. Helped us round them up. It's time Omashu rejoined the war. But I do have one more challenge for you.
Aw.
Cute.
Yay. That's fantastic. Thank you for adding in that fun,
Thank
whimsical
you.
scene. And I like that they said that Aang likes to play and goof around.
Yeah.
I realized a situation where you would pull out the knife, and it's if you could immediately cauterize the wound. Firebenders.
That's such a good point. Yeah.
It seems we are always getting on or off boats. Perhaps that is our lot in life, Prince Zuko.
Well, this is after he got the Agni Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, good. It's not too late.
What are you doing here, Uncle?
Same as you. Getting ready to embark on what is sure to be a memorable journey.
You want to come with me?
I've come fully prepared. All the tea I need.
I don't need a babysitter.
How about a friend?
Oh.
Sweet.
If they keep bringing in that song, I'm gonna keep crying. God.
My father made it very clear
It's like a
that I'm
Pavlov
not to return
crying.
until I find the Avatar, which means it could be a very long time before we return home.
Everything I need is on this boat.
Oh my god.
If you hadn't seen this show, it must be interesting seeing them portray the villains like this.
That's such a good point.
Also, did Mr. Appa?
Yeah.
What is it, Zuko?
He was spotted.
Nothing.
Oh?
Let's get you home.
Wow.
Interesting. And that is where we are left for episode 4 of the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action series. What are your first thoughts?
Okay. There were a lot of parts of that I really liked.
Yeah, that was it's up and down for me, which is better than down.
Yeah, like it's overall pretty good. There are just some weird moments or weird choices that, I mean, maybe are going to make sense later on. But yeah, for the most part, I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought the way they did Bumi's story at first, I was really taken back. I'm like, how are they possibly? But when I started to explain it, I'm like, okay, so he did put him through a bunch of tests and make him kind of prove that he's able to be the Avatar. But like the whole, I'm not going to fight, and then he decides to fight, like I think he was still fighting. So
yeah,
a little bit of a change there. There was just a few changes, like you said, that are a bit like jarring to people that love the show. But if you were just away from the show, I think you'd really like this series, and I can't wait to see more of it. But if you've been enjoying the series, make sure to like and subscribe down below for episodes coming at the time listed below. And if you can't wait and want to see the rest of the series right now, it's all posted to Patreon in its extended full-length forms. But we have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. Blue Strawberries asks, what do you think of this version of Bumi and the secret tunnel focusing on Katara and Sokka's familial love rather than Katang? So we talked a little bit about Bumi. Even though they said Bumi's name first, which is kind of the whole point of that episode, they did somewhat pull out all the that felt like Bumi.
Yeah, somewhat. By the end, like, there was some issues. Made sense together.
Yeah, now he feels like he's Bumi, but it felt like we had to get him to be Bumi because he was dejected, which wasn't a thing, which is odd. In terms of making Katara and Sokka the ones in that tunnel,
like, I just want to know why. I just want to know, like, what the discussion was at the table with the rewriters. They were like, you know what we need to fix? We're going to make this instead. And that's better because I would like to hear.
Yeah. And the other thing is, what did Katara and Sokka bring to the equation besides ice on the floor and a knee slide from Sokka? Like, that's all they did going through those tunnels was hitting Bumi out of the way. And like, it felt non-essential, like, and it was very weird the way they were like, it's familial love, like,
yeah,
after explaining the story of it too, like,
yeah, like they specifically, like if they had maybe said like, I don't know, when they were singing Secret Tunnel, they were like two people who love each other platonically.
But like, even then, like
it would be weird.
Yeah, that was weird. That we both immediately were like, what are they doing
and
here?
the other thing was like, I feel like typically in situations like this where there's like a bond or a realization or like a moment that needs to happen in order for something to be unlocked, something happens to like prompt that. What was the thing that prompted that? Like, what was the action between the two of them that prompted the change? Because they didn't have it before.
They held hands.
And oh, that was it?
They held hands.
Okay.
We're gonna really grow this up for Netflix. No kiss, hold hands, your brother and sister now. Like, what?
All right.
That was a pretty big fumble, but like, I get wanting to include that, but like, it felt pretty dang useless there. I
think the actors did a great job.
With what they were given.
Yeah.
It's just tough. You tried your best, but you can't really change the words or on the page I blame the writers for that. But
that's not on them.
Go to our second question. Question 2. Rachel B asks, what do you think about how this episode expands on Zuko and Iroh's backstory? And what do you think about the interaction between Ozai and Iroh? I think it just showed them being closer together. Like, it was interesting seeing, like, despite Zuko's inner turmoil, like early on knowing that he does deeply care about Iroh on some deep level.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing Iroh be there and be supportive during more difficult moments for Zuko makes like the way that Iroh supports him later on just like even more meaningful.
Yeah, and it shows that like all these times where he's sort of like, hey, want to try this food, want to try this? It's not just like in the Tales of in the Ember Island Players episode, they show that in season 1, Iroh essentially is like, ooh, I want to try this food. I want to, like, they're kind of portraying him just as that.
Mm-hmm.
But here it feels like he's like, smell the roses, Zuko.
Exactly.
Like, it adds a background of
There's
like...
more intention.
Exactly. He's trying to show Zuko there's more to life while not saying, give up your honor, you don't need it type thing. Like, allowing him to come to his own conclusion. Like, and the thing that stuck out to me still is that Earthbender conversation with Iroh. Like, that was really interesting because Iroh, as nice as he is, he has to answer for what he kind of did back there. Like, he did lay siege to Ba Sing Se. Like,
no, exactly.
And like, he wasn't trying to shy away from it. He's like, we made our decisions. And yeah, I don't know. It was really, I find it fascinating, like the background they gave us here. And I think it's going to add a lot to the dynamic moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go to our final question. Final question. HBomb24 asks, do you think Bumi's resentment and bitterness towards Aang for not being around when the Fire Nation attacked is fair or understandable?
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't present in the show, the animated show.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
It does make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Both from like a leadership perspective of like, if you're in charge of a group of people and they're being attacked and you know someone who could help save all of these people and it appears to you that they are choosing not to, that's deeply upsetting.
It's both upsetting because it's the Avatar and it's your best friend.
Exactly. And so there's like the how is this like superhero not doing what they're supposed to do, but then it's also how is my friend betraying me like this? And especially because I feel like it would be one thing if Aang were like frozen in time in the orb, but still had to like see everything that was happening. Like he had like a live view of everything, because that's like a kind of torture. But the fact that he was just like
taking a nap,
zero awareness while all of this suffering was happening, I think it's perfectly logical that Bumi would have some issue with that.
Yeah, and it made sense, and like I think that was a necessary component once you gave up his name. Like, there goes the whole point of the story you're telling.
Yeah.
It's also interesting because when we were watching that first episode, we don't know who Bumi is, whereas a lot of people watching the show were like, that's Bumi.
Yes.
Like, it kind of gets rid of the sheen of that episode a little bit, so maybe they were going a different approach because that just wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
Like, but so that the motivation made sense, and like the decision he forced him to make made sense. Now, did Sokka knee sliding on ice to hit Bumi out of the way make sense? No.
No. I don't know why we did that.
And what I imagine would have happened is if Aang had dropped it, Bumi would have been like, good choice, and then caught it because he's an earthbender. Like,
yeah, right.
But anyway, that's where we're left with this episode. Are we excited for episode 5 of the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action series?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.